Hi, I'm Jim Taylor, and welcome to the 10th video in this In Favor teaching series titled, Your Words Are Powerful. This is what God says about what you say. And in this part of the series, we're looking at how Jesus used his own words in powerful ways and what we can learn from that. So you'll need to download the handout from infavorresources.com. This is free. Look for one entitled number 10, Jesus Speaks to the Storm. And we'll find that story now in Mark chapter 4. Beginning with verse 35. That day when evening came, he said to his disciples, "Let us go over to the other side," meaning the other side of the lake, the Sea of Galilee. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. Now this next detail is noted only by Mark among all the gospel writers. There were also other boats with him. Now that's an interesting eyewitness detail. The historian Josephus tells us that there were usually more than 300 fishing boats on the Sea of Galilee at the same time, which means that Jesus is about to save the lives of all of those people too. When, in verse 37, a furious squall, notice that description, a furious squall came up, and the waves broke over the boat so that it was nearly swamped. Where was Jesus? He was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. He is the picture of rest. The disciples woke him and said to him, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" What a question, and what a contrast between their panic and his peace. So this storm was of such a magnitude that even these experienced fishermen were terrified and panicking. So verse 39, he got up, he drew himself to his full height, he rebuked the wind, and he said to the waves, "Quiet, be still." Notice the choice of words there, because that "be still" or "be silent" is the same word that Jesus used when he told a demon to shut up in Mark chapter 1. That's the same author, it's the same book, it could be the same situation. So, that word is what is done to an animal to prevent it snatching up grain while treading on a threshing floor. It's literally, be muzzled. Shut up is what we would say today. Shut your mouth. But this wasn't an animal, and maybe this wasn't just a storm. Maybe it was not just an impersonal force of nature. Perhaps the enemy saw an opportunity to take out Jesus and all of his disciples at the same time. Now, there was no long argument. Jesus just spoke 2 words in Greek. And then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. Verse 40, he said to his disciples, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Now, you notice, in the last video, we're seeing the same elements as we're seeing in this video. Faith, authority, and the spoken word. But no, they didn't have faith. They were terrified now for a different reason. Same disciples, same boat. They're terrified and ask each other, "Who is this? Even the winds and the waves obey him. Who are we in a boat with?" I said on the handout, they are more afraid of the one in the boat than they are of the storm outside the boat. From one panic to another. I also quote the Life Application Bible commentary in the box on your handout. The disciples were shocked at the power of their teacher to speak and control the ocean waves, but they should not have been surprised. The storm was out of control. Their fears were out of control, but Jesus was never out of control. Now let's just think about this for a moment. The elements in this story, the wind, the waves, the storm, the danger, they're all very big. They all seem very powerful. They seem to be out of control. But Jesus knew his own authority. He could sleep through the storm. And when he was awakened, he shouted it down. "Shut up! Be muzzled!" A strong word of command. He uses the same words as he does when he's dealing with demons, and he gets the same results. Now in Luke 10:19, Jesus told his disciples, perhaps even remembering this incident, he told them, and by the way, his disciples, his followers, that includes us, includes me and you. He says, I have given you authority. I have given you authority to overcome all the power of the enemy, and nothing will harm you. It sounds like he's talking about the storm. You have authority. Your words are powerful. That's what God says about what you say. So no matter what you're facing, no matter who or what is behind it, you can speak to the storm, and a great gale can be replaced by a great calm. So our next video is Jesus speaking to the fig tree and saying something to his disciples that really surprised them. Hope to see you then.